As you can see, I have this brand new garden plot that I've just created, and if you want to watch a really hilarious movie, watch the one where I demonstrated how I made this. You'll have a good laugh. Anyway, hopefully it holds up now. I'm going to be planting an apple tree guild in here, and I'll be explaining to you as I go along all the plants that I use, but every single plant is going to be edible. And I'm also going to be inoculating this wine cap, and I'll show you how I do that. This mycelium is ready to get out of this bag. There's pinning happening. So I'm excited. This is the fun part of gardening now. At the very point of this garden is the northernmost side, so I'm creating a little microclimate of shade in this section. The perfect plant for this area is this hosta, which is the golden tiara. And yes, hosta are edible. Because it's such a tight squeeze in this corner and I don't want the logs to fall over, I gingerly place the newspaper all around the hosta as a ground cover so the weeds don't poke through, and for inoculating my mushrooms. In a previous video I showed how I made all these wood chips. It was a fun process. Next comes the daylily Joviality, which is a new variety this year. It's ruffled and is reblooming. Now I'm planting the asparagus Millennium. Asparagus is my favorite vegetable, so I'm giving you fair warning that this is going to be an asparagus patch. It is a great perennial vegetable. The crown was showing, and I know you're supposed to plant it with the crown below the earth, so that's why I dug such a deep hole. Asparagus have long roots, and so any plant with deep roots are known as nitrogen fixers and are very beneficial for the garden. My nice neighbor has given me a number of plants, this clary sage included. I bought a number of strawberry plants at a private yard sale, and the lady didn't know if they were ever-bearing or June-bearing, so it'll be a surprise, but I'm going to put 3 of them in this bed. I bought this oregano at her yard sale as well. As you can tell, I've dug quite a big hole for this apple tree. By the way, it's a Gala apple tree, and I believe it's pruned like in a cordon style, but sadly the deer have gotten to it already. I'm so sad, but hopefully it survives. Anyway, I want to show you how I plant a tree. So first is some alfalfa cubes. That's for nitrogen. Then a hunk of biochar that I've made. That's to help nutrients stay in the soil as well as retain moisture. And every tree needs a granite rock in it, and that provides minerals for the tree. And then some bone meal, good for the root system. Good handful of it. So I'm going to put water in there first to moisten up the alfalfa and the biochar. And then we'll stick our tree in there. This is always the tricky part. This one is being stubborn. Okay. And then I have this organic manure that I fill up the hole with. some more water in there. That didn't go as smoothly as I was hoping it would. I didn't want the dirt all to fall away from the root ball, but I think it'll be okay. And you can see what a funny looking tree this is. I know you're supposed to plant cordons on a slant, but I don't want to do that because there's just one tree here. At least you got to see how I plant my tree, all the nutrients that I put in. And to be honest, that's what I do for all the plants. I just haven't shown you yet. I wanted to save it for the tree. But I really do believe it helps them grow much better. All right, I'll carry on now. Now this plant is a ground cover raspberry called rugosoannulata. It was advised to buy 2 different kinds of raspberries, so the other ground cover one was the rubus valentina, which I will plant a little later just so there's good pollination. This is the first time I've ever grown a ground cover raspberry. It looks very intriguing. Have any of you ever grown them, and did you like them? I was so choked because this rose bush had such beautiful buds about to bloom, and then the deer found it before I could get it planted. Anyway, it is a summer sun, which I believe is a floribunda. Its description says that it changes color. It starts out as salmon pink and fades to a soft pink, and it has a creamy yellow in the center, so it sounded very beautiful to me. At the very end, I decided to add my tomato plants. I have 6 lemon boys, and they're my favorite, so I just had to add them. Now, I know that my planting of this new bed is pretty crowded, but that doesn't bother me. That's the way I do things, because I know that the perennial plants can be moved very easily when things get too crowded. I probably won't touch the berry bushes or the apple tree, of course, but yeah, the other plants are easy to move, and I like a full, rich garden. Now, stick with me, and in a couple months we'll see what's doing well and what's not, and if we have any mushrooms. Thanks for watching.